good evening, and thanks for joining us here on News 20 on GTN. We have a great show for you tonight, very informative and educational. Joining me to my right from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Missouri, we have Kate Fotinos. Glad you could join us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, your title, Brand Advancement Manager. Explain
Yes.
what that is.
I think the Make-A-Wish brand is so recognizable, and we have 60 chapters throughout the country, and it's our job to protect the Make-A-Wish brand and make sure it's being represented and the stories of these children are being told. So that's my job, to tell stories.
You talk about the Make-A-Wish brand. For the people who don't know, they have to be living under a rock if they don't know what Make-A-Wish is. But explain to us the difference you make in the community.
We grant wishes to children with life-threatening medical conditions between the ages of 2.5 and 18. And I think, just to clear up from the very beginning here, one of the most common misperceptions about Make-A-Wish is the term life-threatening versus terminal. Most of our children do grow up to lead healthy, full lives, and unfortunately, we do lose a few children because of their medical condition. But yes, life-threatening, not just terminal children.
I don't know how to delicately ask this, but is it a sad job for you to deal with? I mean, there seems like so much joy when you're with the kids, but the stories behind them have to hurt you.
That's one of the most common questions I hear. And it's hard to hear about a 3-year-old who has leukemia and to see what that family goes through and that child's. But when you go on the first wish that I went to, and you just see their face light up and such joy that emulates from them, you can't help but to be happy. And you know that for that one moment in time, that child is just not thinking about needles or doctors or the next appointment or scan, that they just have something else to concentrate on, something that gives them hope.
This story here today derived out of a story I was involved with earlier in the week. The Make-A-Wish Foundation granted a wish to Abigail, who wanted a trip to Disney World, and a school came together and took their donations and was able to send her on her way.
Yes, it's great. The average cost of a wish is $5,000, and St. Patrick in Wentzville, they raised $5,300, which is great to send little Abigail to Disney World. Disney is one of our most popular wishes. I'm sure you can imagine with kids between 2.5 and 18, they love to meet Mickey and Minnie and have that experience. St. Patrick was actually part of our Kids for Wish Kids program. So we rely heavily on our community partners, and this includes school-age children from K through 12. So they can get involved. It's a community service learning opportunity. They get to come up with how they want to fundraise for us. They get to kind of adopt a child and their wish so that they can have a goal to send a child on his or her wish. And just come up with fun ways. And it's unique how a little child's mind or a grade school kid's mind works to raise funds, anywhere from penny wars to wacky dress-up days we've seen. So it's a lot of fun to see their imagination.
And we'll talk about that and much more in just a second, and how you and your school and community can get involved. Let's go ahead and take a look at Abigail's wish earlier this week.
Within the walls on a daily basis, the children here at St. Patrick's School learn the basics, reading, writing, and arithmetic. But on this day, a life lesson was learned that can't be taught in the classroom.
It is one of those life lessons that brings you to tears, and I'll go to tears if we talk too long, but I will say that every student, poured their heart out, took it upon themselves, like you saw, to bring in some their own little gift that thought she would like, and it does touch them in a way that you can't buy it at a store, or you can't give it to them. They just have to sense it for themselves by becoming involved in the event.
The event that Principal Diana Kramer is speaking of was the granting of a special wish to Abigail, a young girl battling epilepsy, whose Make-A-Wish wish was to visit Disney World and meet all the Disney princesses.
Gotten a phone call from Mark at Make-A-Wish about that the school wanted to sponsor her, which was really exciting to me. And then in anticipation for this day, I kind of was a little nervous about it because I knew that she would be a little shy, so I'd be kind of the one in the spotlight, I felt like. So it was just really exciting overall. It's just overwhelming how the love and support that other people that maybe not know you as well can give, and it's really exciting.
The school heard of Abigail's wish and decided to step up and make a difference. And what a difference they made. Students raised $5,300 and fulfilled the wish of this one little girl.
Days like this, they're what we're all about. Here's seeing the need, acting on the need, and watching it, be fulfilled. I mean, you just mentioned Abigail's name and everybody was on board. I mean, even though they'd never met her, they just knew from seeing the stars in the hallway and her picture in the hallway that she was our little girl, and we were going to make her happy.
You can even see it on the faces of the members of the Make-A-Wish Foundation as they realize the difference they make in the community, granting kids wishes one at a time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a constant joy. I mean, there's nothing better that puts a smile on your face than to see the way a community comes together to put a smile on a child's face, for everything that Abby today is going through, getting ready for her wish. So, yeah, I mean, it's smiles all around.
Now Abigail and her family absorb the entire special day as one they will never forget.
It just makes me feel really blessed, and hopefully that we can do something for someone else similar in return sometime.
As you can see, a very touching moment, not only for myself, but these are things that the kids can't learn in a classroom.
Yeah, definitely. It's so great. Like I said, we rely on our community partners to be able to continue to grant wishes. Since our chapter started in 1983 down in Springfield, we've granted over 5,000 wishes, and it wouldn't be possible without everyone coming together to help us. So it's really great to see these school children work for such a great goal.
Now, a lot of people, when they donate money to an organization, it leaves your hands. You don't really know where it's going.
Yeah.
With Make-A-Wish, you know where it's going. You know what it's going for.
Yeah.
That's got to really kind of open up the scenario for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we're most proud about. It's 80.5 cents of every dollar goes directly towards our mission of granting wishes. And that exceeds standards by charity watchdog groups, the Better Business Bureau, Charity Navigator. So it's something that I think gives us a lot of credibility, and it's why people continue to support our cause.
And also, you can individually pick who and what you want to fund.
Yes, absolutely. We have a lot of organizations out there that we call it Adopting a Wish. So they work with our staff, our development staff, and they call up our office and say, we want to adopt a wish. And we work with them to help identify a child. Usually they want a local child to help support, and it's great.
Now, are these all complete surprises to the children as they get their wishes granted?
Right. So the referral process is a unique process. So first we get a referral in from either the child themselves, who might be aware of our organization, the child's medical provider, a doctor or social worker, or from a family member. So after that referral comes in, we go through the medical eligibility process. So our children, like I said, life-threatening, and that's progressive, degenerative, or malignant. So after we get the sign-off from the doctor and it is approved, then we send our volunteer wish granters into the child's house. We rely heavily on volunteers in order to make these wishes happen. We have over 500 wish granters just in the state of Missouri, and those folks, they have such a fun job. They get to go in pairs into the family's house and to meet with them, to talk with the child, to talk with mom and dad, and really discover what the child's one true wish is. And we're always looking for people to help our organization in this capacity. So it's a lot of fun. I've done it. My husband does it. And you get to meet unique people and discover a child's imagination and what their wish is.
A lot of times I think parents take for granted their children's health. You just get stumbling day by day through life, and you forget about how lucky you are when somebody is looking for just some of the simple wishes I've seen on there. Just almost break your heart. Yeah,
they can be really sweet. So our wishes, they typically fall into 4 different categories. I wish to go, so your typical Disney World, Hawaii's really popular. I wish to be, and this one I think really uses a lot of the child's imagination. We had a little boy who wished to be a farmer. It was very sweet. He was from the Kansas City area, and ironically enough, his dad, or his grandpa, is a farmer, but he didn't think grandpa's farm was a real farm. He wanted a real farm. So we found a farm in Waterloo, Illinois, actually, and the town just opened their arms to little Jojo, was his name, and he had a phenomenal day. He had a twin brother, and they got a few dollars to pay for feed for the chickens on the farm. They, had the hats, the blue jeans, and the whole town came out in support of them. So that's just one example of the I wish to be. I wish to have. Shopping spree is very popular, especially teenagers. And I wish to meet. Those are the celebrity wishes. I know John Cena is immensely popular. In fact, he's granted over 400 wishes for Make-A-Wish. So those are our categories.
As an individual out there, can you be on the other end, like you had mentioned, this farmer? Can you contact Make-A-Wish and say, I own a farm. If anybody has a wish for this, I would be more than willing to donate, my time to have somebody here.
Absolutely. And, if you just go to our website, mo.wish.org, there's a general email there, and we get emails all the time through very generous people that we are extremely grateful for.
As far as just the average individual, you were mentioning before, over 500 volunteers out in the community doing different things. How can someone, contact you and get involved? Are there other things to do with Make-A-Wish besides going out and actually meeting with the families?
Oh, definitely. So aside from the wish granters who go and meet with the child and the family, we have office volunteers who come in and help us throughout the week. We're a very small staff, just over 20 of us in 3 different offices. So office help is greatly appreciated. We also have internship opportunities, whether you're a high school student or a college student. There are ways to help there as well. And then we also have a few signature events throughout the year that require a great deal of planning, and volunteer opportunities are available there as well.
And you have a couple coming up right around the corner here.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
talk about those for a sec.
Spring and summer is a very busy season for us, and especially in the event realm of things. Our Walk for Wishes is coming up on April 12th here in St. Louis, and it takes place in Forest Park at the Upper Muni Lot. It is a 5K race as well as a family fun walk, and after that, so it starts at 8 o'clock, and then from 9 till noon, we have a wish carnival. So if you don't want to run or walk, if that's not your cup of tea, you can come out, enjoy some good food, some bounce houses, some face painting. It'll be a lot of fun for kids of all ages. And all the money that we raised goes to our local children here in St. Louis.
And then event the following week for you too, right?
Yes. And then in May, May 12th, we have our Golf Classic. For all those golfers out there, I'm sure warm weather is coming our way sometime soon. Can enjoy a round of golf at Norwood Hills Country Club. And then both of those websites, the Walk for Wishes, STL.com, and then STLGolfClassic.com for more information.
And I saw on the web an event in Kansas City coming up. So if
Yes.
you're watching on the web, you can
join us at Crown Center next Saturday, actually, for the Kansas City Walk for Wishes. So a lot of good things going on.
I mentioned before about this. I would just cry all the time. I mean, I'm very emotional anyway,
Oh, yeah.
but to see the faces of the kids, and I've been to some other events where grants have been granted throughout the years, and I can't help but get emotionally, and I don't even know them. I'm just a reporter covering story, and I feel emotionally attached. Do you get attached to the children and follow them for years on end?
Oh yeah, of course. Then, the families are so great to work with. They'll send us photos of the children while they're on their wish or having their wish. And then they'll keep us posted as well, because when you get to know a family over the referral process and the wish granting process, you do become attached. And, I think everyone in the office, it's such a great place to work because everyone is so passionate about these children and granting them their wish and giving them hope, strength, and joy. That's what wishes do for children.
Let's talk about the feedback of the parents. I mean, that has to be phenomenal.
I think that's one of the most gratifying parts of the job, when you hear from the parent that, for a second in time, I could think about something else other than when is my child's next doctor appointment, or, what's the scan going to bring for my child? Is it going to be more treatment? Is it going to be, all clear and healthy? And you know that they are so grateful for what the organization does. And it's really refreshing to hear. It makes us continue to work. We're trying to grant 309 wishes this year. And it's a great motivating factor.
What about the kids? Like the kids at the schools who are doing all these little things, a penny at a time.
Yeah.
The feedback from them, do they understand on a bigger scale what they're really doing? Or is it something that maybe 2, 3, 4 years from now they'll look back and go, "Nah, I put the dots together, what we actually did"?
I think that they can get a good grasp on it once, our staff goes, talks with them, and even sometimes brings the wish child to meet with the children. I think when they see someone their own age and get to hear what they're going through, it's motivating for them as well, and to get to meet that person, the wish child.
Not many organizations say, well, I'd like to go out of business, but this is one that you would like to go out of business, right? Where there would be no wishes ever to grant anymore because everything would just be fine.
Right, yes. Yeah, definitely.
But they continue to be out there. So you had mentioned about 5,000 is the general scale for a wish. So if a business out there is watching tonight and they want to adopt one person, one wish, they can raise the entire 5,000 and kind of put the effort all into one person.
Yes, absolutely. They work with our development staff, Mark in our St. Louis office, and he'll work with any company and help them identify a child in their local area and let them know what their age is, their illness, what their wish is, provide them with a biography of the child so that they can really kind of get attached to the child and motivate them to raise the funds.
Let's talk about the history of Make-A-Wish, when it was started, how long it's been around, and in general, how many wishes are granted across the nation.
Yeah, well, locally, so Make-A-Wish Missouri was founded in 1983 by a woman named June Holman. She had lost her daughter to a 9-month battle with leukemia. And in the process of her grieving, she heard a PSA from our national office in Phoenix, Arizona, looking for individuals to start chapters in their own states. So June flew out on her own funds, on her own dime, went and got the kit, the tutorial on how to go about doing this, and then she started our chapter here in Springfield. And last year we celebrated our 30th anniversary, and I actually got to go and meet June, and I remember one of the most touching moments of that evening. She said, I had no idea how Make-A-Wish Missouri would last, if it would continue to be today. She said, my wish has come true, that you guys are still granting wishes. So you could see, in her process of grieving, the joy that has been brought to so many others throughout the state. So
many people think, well, a dime or a dollar or $5 doesn't make a difference, but when it goes to something like this, it truly does make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are so many ways that money is put to use, from, if they're going to Hawaii, swimming with the dolphins experience, or just all of the different components that go into a wish. We don't ask a family to pay a dime for anything about their wish. So if they're going to Disney World, it's the flight down there, or if they choose to drive down there, it's the tickets to Disney World, to the theme parks, their stay down there. It's comprehensive. So we don't ask anything of the families. So any amount that can be given really makes an impact.
One thing I've always wanted to ask, and I never have, is what's some of the feedback that you hear After they come back and they kind of get back into their regular life, you know, the excitement, the buildup is gone and they're back. Is it something where they say, wow, that's something I'll never forget. I'm so glad I got to do that?
Definitely. And, you know, a wish, it goes beyond just the actual day. There are studies that we've done that say, you know, a wish impacts a child's willingness to continue to receive medical treatment. It gives them, you know, that joy to focus on, that hope to continue to get their treatment. And children, I think they really do. They look back at those photos and they're brought back to that really happy moment in time and they can focus on it. We got a PowerPoint presentation that a little boy gave to his school. His name is Jonas, and he wished to go to Hawaii, and he's battling cancer. And he had the time of his life on this trip, and I remember the very last slide, he said, I'm going to beat cancer because I'm going back to Hawaii someday. And it's just that kind of mentality and that hope that it brings, you know, that really motivates all of us in the office to continue to grant these wishes.
Let's real quickly run through the way people can find out more information, the website, and once again, let's run through the events where people can go get their pens and get these on their calendars right now.
Sure. Well, all of our events are also listed on our website, which is mo.wish.org. And if anyone has any specific questions, feel free to call our office. It's 314-205-9474. Anyone in the office can assist you with any of your questions. And then the big dates coming up, we have our Walk for Wishes here in St. Louis on April the 12th. And then May the 12th, 1 month later, we have the Golf Classic at Norwood Hills Country Club. And all of those dates and information and how to sign up and register are on our website.
I was on the Make-A-Wish website earlier this afternoon, and I saw a Facebook page attached to it where you can go on and keep updated with everything that's going on.
Yes, absolutely. Our name is Make-A-Wish Mo. And we try to post daily, just wish stories, different fundraising events that are taking place for us, and just inspirational comments from family and the Wish Kids.
One of the neat things I enjoy about this job is I get to talk to people like yourself and others that are in the nonprofit world, and to see the enthusiasm that they have for their job, the passion that you have for your job and what you do is great.
Yes.
When you lay down at night, you know, most people feel like, well, I put in a good day's work, but to know that you change these children's lives, it has to make you feel fantastic.
Yes, every story that you hear, it just, you know, it doesn't make me sad like you said. It makes you happy that you're giving a kid something great to look forward to, some great memories that don't involve doctors.
And before we wrap up today, I do have to ask you, what's been the craziest wish that you can remember? Or the most extravagant, something that really sticks in your mind?
Extravagant. I'm sure you've heard the story of little Ben who wished to go to the Olympics. So he recently got back from Sochi and had an amazing trip. He is a huge Shaun White fan, and Shaun White actually jumped over the press barricade to meet Ben, it was amazing. The photos, just the look of joy on his face and how happy and shocked he was that he got to meet his hero, and it's great. It gives you the chills when a child has a moment like that.
And I think Shaun went ahead and donated some of his equipment from there back to Make-A-Wish to raise even more money.
Yes, we have photos on our Facebook page. There were 3 Wish Kids, 1 from Missouri, and then 2 children from other chapters, and he gave them his snowboards that he competed with. So it's a lasting memory for sure.
What do you say to others out there? You know, there's athletes here in St. Louis, past, present, future athletes, about stepping up to the plate and, you know, doing something like that. I mean, you might not think it makes a difference to maybe shake a kid's hand or bring them out to practice for the day, but it can change a life.
It does, and you know, we're actually very lucky here in St. Louis. The sports community, the celebrity community, they are so generous to our Wish Kids. So I think that's something that we're very grateful for when I speak of our community partners. They really do step up and make an impact in these children's lives.
All right, Kate, as we wrap things up, platform's yours. What do you say to everybody out there to leave them with about Make-A-Wish and what it means to the community and to a child?
Wishes make an immense impact, and we are so grateful for everyone's support throughout the years, through 5,000 wishes and counting. And we constantly look to our community to continue to allow us to grant these wishes. So we're always looking for community support, anywhere from monetary donations to volunteer time, and we're thankful for it.
And if they need a pick-me-up any day, just go to the website, read a couple of stories, go to Facebook and read a couple stories. It just makes you feel better about your day.
Yes, and have your tissues handy in a good way.
Kate, we appreciate your time so
Thank
much.
you.
Once again, the website is mo.wish.org. We'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight on News 20 on GTN. Kate, thank you and keep up the great work. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Kate from Make-A-Wish, Missouri. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night on News 20 here.